Good morning, everybody. Today we're reading a very special book. It says the Peter Rabbit coloring book, but it's actually an abridged version of the Peter Rabbit story. Abridged means a shortened down version to include just the most important parts. But what's super cool about this book is you've been working on coloring the pages, haven't you, Harper?
Yeah.
With a little bit of help from Mommy. And we thought with Easter coming up at the end of the week, it'd be a fun week to read maybe a rabbit story. So this is the Peter Rabbit abridged story, and this is a story by Beatrix Potter, and this one's illustrated by Charles Santor. Are you ready to hear it? Oh, first you wanted to show everybody your shirt, didn't you? Do you want to stand up and show us what your shirt does? Okay, come over here so everybody can see. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, ready for the story? This book is super cool too because in the front it has the longer version of the actual story. So this is a really fun one. All right, do you want to sit down so you can see all the pictures you worked on?
I can't see.
I know. Do you want to sit right there? Right there. Oh, okay. You can see now?
Yeah.
Okay. Once upon a time, there were 4 little rabbits, and their names were Flopsy, Mopsy, Cottontail, and Peter. They lived with their mother in a sandbank underneath the root of a very big fir tree.
Yeah.
Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail, who were good little bunnies, went down the lane to gather blackberries. But Peter, who was very naughty, ran straight away to Mr. McGregor's garden and squeezed under the gate.
Yeah.
First, he ate some lettuces and some French beans, and then he ate some radishes. But round the end of the cucumber frame, whom should he meet but Mr. McGregor? Can you sit on your booty so everyone can see? I know you don't like him. Mr. McGregor was on his hands and knees planting out young cabbages, but he jumped up and ran after Peter, waving a rake and calling out, "Stop, thief!" Yeah. Peter was most dreadfully frightened. He rushed all over the garden, for he'd forgotten the way back to the gate. I think he might have got away altogether if he had not unfortunately run into a gooseberry net. Peter shed big tears, but his sobs were overheard by some friendly sparrows who implored him to exert himself. The birdies!
Yeah.
Those are what the sparrows are. Sparrows are a kind of bird.
Birdies make it happy.
They made him happy. They were helping, weren't they? Peter wriggled out just in time, leaving his jacket behind him, and rushed into the tool shed and jumped into a can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mr. McGregor was after him in no time and tried to put his foot upon Peter, who jumped out of a window. The window was too small for Mr. McGregor, and he was tired of running after Peter. He went back to his work. After a time, he began to wander about. He found a door in a wall, but it was locked. An old mouse was running over the stone doorstep. Peter asked her the way to the gate, but she only shook her head at him. Peter began to cry.
Oh, yeah.
And found a kitty. Then he tried to find his way straight across the garden, and presently he came to a pond where Mr. McGregor filled his watering cans. A white cat was staring at some goldfish. Peter thought it best to go away without speaking to her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I can't.
He doesn't like kitties? Why do you think? Not sure? They might hurt him, yeah. He went back towards the tool shed, but suddenly, quite close to him, he heard the noise of a hoe and saw Mr. McGregor hoeing onions. Peter started running as fast as he could. He slipped underneath the gate and was safe at last in the wood outside the garden.
Yeah.
Peter never stopped running or looked behind him till he got home to the big fir tree. His mother put him to bed and made some chamomile tea for Peter. But Flopsy, Mopsy, and Cottontail had bread and milk and blackberries for supper. And that's the end of the tale of Peter Rabbit.
Yeah.
Did you like your coloring in that after you saw it all done?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. All right. Do you want to say bye to everybody?
Yeah. Bye. Like that. Stone. Here you are.